Right. Hi, welcome to another episode of Stories That Impact. The idea is to share stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary work, right? And creating their lives better, and of course, their loved ones with that. My mission is very simple. My mission is that even if one person or can relate to this story or with someone else, and if they can impact their own lives or somebody's, I'll be the happiest person. So let me introduce to today's guest. Today's guest is Santhosh Nimmani. He hails from Parvatipuram. It's a small town in Andhra Pradesh in India. That's the southern part of India. He has a share of challenges growing up in the small town. However, he has managed to overcome them with his dedication towards self improvement. So let us listen to his story, a story on how an introvert has changed himself to blend in with this chatty world. And with that, hi Santosh, how are you?
Hi, Amit. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you very much for coming on to my show. So let's hear about your story and how you've been an introvert and what all happened. So let's share with me from as beginning as you can.
Yes, sure, Amit. So first of all, thank you for giving this privilege to be in your show. I'm so proud that I was there with you as a guest. So how can I start this story? It is a long story, but still I will make it as short as possible. So as you told that, my topic is about how an introvert has survived in this competitive world, coming from a small town which is Parvatipuram, which is a small town basically in Andhra Pradesh. So first, Let me start with a small incident in my school days, which actually hampered me a lot. So in my school days, as you already told you, I'm a complete introvert, a person who always hide beside my mom. My mom is a teacher, as a he's a teacher and headmaster as well. So I used to hide beside her a lot. People used to tell how this guy can, compete in this world because it's a complete competition. A lot of skills are required. This guy has no skills. He's so shy, and all this came into all this came into picture before. At that moment, my mom used to feel so bad because as a son, I'm the elder one that too. So she used to feel bad at that moment. At that moment, I even got that strike. How can I survive? I even lost my confidence a lot of times. I even has a lot of sensitivity issues. Someone tells something to me, I will definitely cry. That kind of kid I am. I'm so sensitive. And coming to a small story which happened in my school days, which impacted me to be coming out of this world of introvert. So introvert is not any disease or anything. It's actually I can say I am proud to be an introvert because that gave me life today. So the story is about one day, basically, all my friends who are so called as toppers and they are actually doing good in school days. My principal, teachers, and all love them. They are always in all the events like the just a minute sessions, debates, events, dance, whatnot, everything. But I am nowhere. So there is an incident where I thought of at least I have to try once in my school life. I have to try this. Everyone are trying, all of my friends are trying, but I didn't try any time. So let me go and try. So I went there. I went with one of my friends. He's a topper, and he has a lot of experience in doing all these events. So I told him, can I come with you? He told, okay, that's no matter. No, there's no problem. Come with me. It's okay. And okay, fine. I went over there with him. He actually gave a wonderful speech over there. Everyone applauded him. Next turn comes to me. So that is basically I went till there, but still in my mind it is still running. How can I tell? How can I talk? I don't have good communication skills at all. And after going on stage, it's a complete disaster. They gave 1 minute and they gave a topic. I was shivering. I'm not able to speak. My English is my English went for toss. And I know I'm nowhere. Actually, everyone are laughing. Around 50 to 60 people are there are laughing at me. After that, I cried a lot. So, which actually told myself that this is what you are right now. So you have to change your life On that day, only I decided I have to do something for actually changing the situation. Always after that as well, in my after completing of my 10th, there is a situation where all my classmates, after completing of 10th exams, they came together and asked me, and asked not only me, two more people are there. We three are complete silent people. We call it, they call it as a silent people. So they will not talk to anyone. We'll sit at the last of the all the class. We'll do whatever we can do and we'll leave. That's it. No talking, no going for sports, no events, nothing. So they called and they surrounded us. They made a big round and they asked us, "Why are you so silent? Why don't you talk to girls even? There are a lot of girls over there. Why don't you talk to them? Why don't you talk to us?" And even a lot of people bullied me and they took the advantage of being so introvert. At that moment, even I decided that yes, I have to do something for this event. I am some no one nowhere at this point. But even I'm not a studious student as well. I'm an average student at that moment. My family also has a feeling that yes, how he can survive even as being an average student. Everyone thinking about IITs, NITs, and all. I'm not even thinking about the next exams as well. So there, my point. It is the biggest blow for me. I thought yes, I have to work on my particular skills.
Wow.
At that moment, I joined college. Yes, Amit, please.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So
I'm
yes,
just,
then I.
sorry, sorry. No, I was just gonna say that, going through that stages, I can only imagine, being
Hmm,
bullied, and going through
hmm,
that stages. Yeah, please continue. Continue.
yes. So yeah, I joined in a college where it's a hostel. For the first time, I went to hostel, leaving my home. Now, an introvert guy who never has a scope of going outside and no friends around. I don't know how I can survive in that world. So it is complete strict. The timings is to be very strict. Morning 5 o'clock to night 10:30, 11. So we used to study in that fashion. So it's very tough for me because I don't have friends. No one is there to share me because of society and people around my family. Even my mom and dad stopped coming to hostel because they want me to habituate to that situation. So again, as an introvert, that made me change. So no one is. I don't have to talk anyone. So I have something. I have to focus on something else. So then came studies. So at that moment, I started focusing on studies. It's very tough, but still, I pushed myself and made some impact on my studies. And yes, because of that focus, because of being introvert, because I don't want to talk to anyone, a very less small circle, 3 to 4 people around me. That's it. And yes, I focused on studies. Because of that, but that particular incident, I stood among the top 10 students in that college. So in a local examination, we call it as MSET over here. I was a ranker of 2781, 2781. So one of the best ranks in my district as well. I got a photo in the paper as well in the local edition. So it's a proud moment. It's a proud moment for all my family. Everyone started talking about me. Even though as I told you, as an introvert, how this guy made it, how some or other way he had made it into very big thing, which no one has done it in my family.
Wow.
Again,
Wow.
still, even though I have done it in my, according to studies, but still there is a point of being introvert.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at that point, again, college is a place where combination of a lot of students, that too, people came. I went to a good college, one of the top colleges in my state at that moment, right now as well. So that is a place where a lot of people, lot of diversities of people, talented people came into picture over there. But I was no one, as I told you, without communication skills, came from a small town, and no leadership qualities, no skill of talking to a person. Yeah, this made me even. I thought of this is a place where I have to explore. It's okay. I have studied a lot. I got good marks. It's fine. Now I have to go and explore regarding what else I can do. At that moment, I pushed myself from the first day of my college. I still remember the first day. There is a speaker over there, one of my professors, called four people on stage. I'm the first person running on stage. I just went there. So to
Okay.
actually break my barrier of being introvert. I'm so tensed, but still I went over there, even though it is a good time on that day. I somehow other way I overcome the fear of being so reserved. Almost 2,000 people are there in the auditorium. I spoke whatever came into my mind. That's it. Even though it's not that appropriate at that moment, but still I managed somehow. But I got the confidence that yes, I can also speak before public. So that is where a point go. I got understanding that yes, I'm confident. I can express whatever I want.
Wow, wow. Hey, I was talking to you earlier, and for the audience, we've been connected through Facebook and LinkedIn for quite few months, and based on the IT
Hmm.
connection. So, Santosh, when I was talking to you, you mentioned about you being the head of the students association or something, right? Share that thought, because that's
Yes,
quite
yes,
interesting to hear.
yes. So
And how
from
you
there, where I
became
told
that.
you about this. Yes, yes. Yeah, I will tell you. That's what next part is about. So as I told you,
Okay.
I broke my mental barrier of going on stage. That's the first time I got confidence. Yes, I can do something, but I have to actually work on myself. From that day, wherever an opportunity comes, I went. Every single time I went on stages, I thought of going for different activities. I left my education, that is the different part, but still some or other way I managed my all the subjects. I got a good amount of marks as well, because as I told you, I already have a good amount of marks in my inter or my plus two exams. So because of that, that skill helped me. So I mean, one day, we call it as one day batting, means before exam we used to just read. That's it. So that kind of guy I am. So because of this particular scenario, now I kept everything aside, education aside. Now I have to focus on something else. Then, as I told you, I focused on events. I'm not a skill guy. I don't have communication skills, so I didn't go for presentations and all. So something else I want. Then there is an event where there is a social activity going on in my college. Small social activity that we should. I mean, that is where a place. Where, I mean, I got a place where to learn something from an experienced guy. He's almost 65 or 70 years of old. He actually taught us what real India is, how villages impact. So that is basically about social. I have some even becoming helping people and all these thoughts are there at me. So because of that, I went to that events. He inspired me a lot. Being a almost 70 years person, almost 5 to 6 villages are beside him. If he walks in that village, I went to his village and I stayed with him for almost a week. So that time basically I got influenced by this person. By seeing him, everyone almost literally everyone or they're coming to him, greeting him, and yes, that care which everyone shows. Even he's not a leader, he's not a politician, nothing. But still, how people has seen. I mean, getting him or
Yeah.
going to him. That is what the biggest point I got. So I got biggest inspiration by seeing that. From that day, whatever again, as I told you, every event I was going for everything I'm going as an organizer, but not as a participant. I thought only one thing: if I go for as a participant, definitely it is a disaster. So I cannot be a participant, but I can be organizer, right? Organizers don't need to give any presentation. So then I went for all the events. Because of that social activity, I got a chance of organizing one of my department event, which is a first event which is being held in my department. So again, on that day as well, it is very tough for me because every one of them are so professional and even has good communication skills. I was the one who has nothing, but still I stood with them doing small activities and all. So
Wow.
from there again, because of that experience of organizing event, one more event came up, one more event came up. So this actually made my routine. Apart from education, I was doing events as well. I was organizing events. Then there
Great.
is a concept called as cultural club came into picture in my college. In my college, there is no clubs and all. So I don't have any skill. I'm not a dancer. I'm not a skill. I'm not a singer. Anything. But because of my someday, I thought of creating a poster. Normally, I have some passion of doing creativity and doing some small posters, photography and all. So with that, I made a small poster. And because of that, I learned Photoshop. So that actually helped me. So I was the member of the club. And at that moment, basically, it's an internal work, no need of talking to other people. It's just a computer work. I had a laptop and I used to do posters and all. But that actually made an impact on my life. That turned my complete life to a leader, because it is just a starting club. That's the first time no one actually started that club, because of my seniors, because of my friends. They actually started this club in my college for the first time. So we started organizing events. My seniors used to organize events. I used to be an assistant for them. So I used to learn from them how they are doing it, how it is going on. So then I started after my seniors passed out. Then it's my turn. So I'm the senior. I'm the senior leader over there who organized a lot of events. So then my turn came up. Then from the fourth year which I have experienced is something I cannot expect in my school days. I was a student coordinator for almost two bigger events in my college, and I even acted as a student coordinator for two departmental events as well. Apart from that, I am the core team member, the top two internal affairs manager of one of my fest in the college. Apart from that, I am an advisor for multiple clubs in my department as well, and my faculty started identifying me. My HODs, my even the deans, principal. So they actually identify me that yes, this person is so and so, and he's a event organizer. He used to do that. This, but they always ask us how much is your percentage, whether you are doing good or not. So because of that fear, I should face the faculty. So somehow or other, I managed my percentage as well, and I have managed till 76, 78, 78%. So that's a good amount of percentage in BTech, I believe so.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
there comes the picture of becoming a leader.
Wow, wow. It's quite inspirational, when I listen to this, coming from a small town and where English speaking was a challenge, from there being a shy guy behind the mom all the time, and coming to a place where you are now a faculty and heading and guiding people, because now guiding people and telling them what to do requires communication, right?
Yes.
And leadership, as you said. And now a shy guy can do that. So it's
Yes.
quite interesting. So let me take a last question, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Can you share
Yes.
how your how did you manage in your work life now, how things are in your work life, like for example, how did you either get into the work, or how are you finding the work life? Because college and things, there are many friends that you connect, of course, during work you also, but how
Mm.
is your, because an introvert, in my head, it has still that thing inside them, right? You cannot be all
Yes.
of a sudden an extrovert. Neither the extrovert
Yes.
can't be an introvert in a day, right? So how are
Yes.
things at your workplace, and or how did you get onto a job? How was it? Did you go through like
Okay.
yeah, share that.
Yes. So this is quite interesting question for me, because that experience is one of the biggest achievement in my life.
Okay.
I don't know how I can express on that day. So before that, what happened is, because of my events and all, people thought this guy is someone who always shows off. Because inside me it is something else, but people used to tell me, why are you showing off, why are you doing an event, why you are doing that thing, this thing, leaving education and all. So that actually made me strong. So that actually, even if there is no competition, or there are no opponents, or if there are no critics, definitely that life journey will be always smooth. So that actually made me strong. At that moment, I actually cried a lot. As I told you, I'm a so sensitive guy. As even I used to cry a lot. Why these people are telling me like this? Why they used to criticize me? I'm trying to improve myself. What is the point of for them? I don't know why these people are pointing me for small things. I used to cry a lot. Even I'm confessing that I used to cry a lot. But after that day, I used to realize that yes, this is what I written in my life. I have to face this anyhow. Now, after 3 years of my college life, in the fourth year comes the best thing, that is about campus placement. As you asked me about challenges, this is one of the biggest challenge for me. I got everything. I am an student coordinator for so many events. At that moment, I already had some leadership qualities, but communication skills are very low in English. We used to do it in Telugu, our mother tongue over here. So no need of actually good English communication skills over there. So now biggest challenge is about going for an interview, facing interviewers. That is the biggest challenge for me. But I once I went to my hometown from my college, almost 200 kilometers from my college. So at that moment, my mom and dad asked me, "Son, what do you want to become? What do you want to do right now? Because in next 2 to 3 months, obviously there are some campus placements as you told. Now, what do you want to do? Whether you can achieve it or you can crack it, because all the family members are asking what you're going to do and all these things." I told, yes, I will work on it definitely, but don't feel bad if I couldn't do it. My father told me one thing: whatever you want, go ahead and do. It's okay, but don't feel, or you don't be completely depressed for not going doing that. So at that moment, I decided I have to do this. So that's the biggest challenge. Now I don't have communication skills. And one more thing I have to tell you, the interview process or the flow in my college is like this. There is one first MNC used to come. That MNC don't have any English. There is no debate sessions and all. They have just an aptitude examination and an email writing examination. After that, we used to have interviews. That is what the workflow, and that's what the interview process for them is. But the next interview, that MNC has a debate session for them. If I actually miss the first one, I know that I cannot do it. So these two are the mass. I can tell what we call it as mass recruiters. Yes, so they are the mass recruiters in my college. If I miss the first one, I'm very much sure. I'm pretty much sure that I cannot go for the second. So then I decided I have only 3 months of time. I started working on my skills. It is very tough in the starting. After college, I used to sit before my laptop. I used to work. I used to improve my aptitude, which is I left in my inter or plus two. I started working on it. I love mathematics, so that is easy for me. Next challenge is about email writing or the English and interview questions. That is the biggest challenge now. So aptitude, I can do it within 1 hour or 2 hours. I can work on it, but the English speaking skills is the one which I have to work on. Then there is a training going on for the interviews and all. So I went into it there because of the tutor or the trainer. I got some inputs from him. So how I can prepare for an interview. He has given almost 50 to 60 questions, which actually people will ask. So I started taking the sheet of 50 to 60 questions and writing in a notebook. I have literally written every question answer, every question. I have phrased it. I have searched in Google and I have phrased it in a single sentence. So in that way, I have written almost 2 books, I believe so. All the 50, 60 questions. So now started working on it. I have literally by hearted lot of questions even. If that question comes, bang, that's it. All the things will come up directly. That is how I prepared in the starting. So because of that particular thing, I got a lot of confidence because now my my skills are being improved. Apart from that, email writing and all, I used to practice till night 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. I used to call my friends who are actually good in English and all. I used to call them, see, I have sent an email for you. Can you please check whether it is correct or not? So I used to hamper them a lot, but still, because of them only, it helped me a lot. They used to help me a lot, telling, yes, Santhosh, you have to improve this, you have to improve this particular part. They used to tell me this feedback and all. So that actually made a lot of impact. That 3 months is very tough, but no one actually expected that I can crack an interview because even my faculty know that I was in different events, no studies and all. But every faculty also thought this guy cannot do. But I have used my leadership qualities in the HR and technical round. I have told that thing only. They asked little bit of technicality. I somehow or other way managed it. But next is about my leadership qualities. I have shown them what I have done. So that impacted, even though the questions are out of my question paper, but still I managed to do that because of my beforehand preparation. Almost all some similar kind of questions, some on the spot questions I have answered. Yes, after that, after the interview, I am actually confident, but still, some or other way inside me, it is telling, boss, it may or may not. What will happen? I don't know. After my completing a final round, it is somewhere there. Can I do it or not? But a time came up where there is an announcement. My name came up. All the stadium is shouting like hell because all of my juniors are there. Everyone know about me because as a student coordinator, so many people know about me, about my name and all. So people got crazy after listening my name. So I even got so emotional at that moment, which made my life. From there, that confidence came up in me. Even though that feeling is there of being an introvert, I don't. I am always tell that I am proud introvert. So introvert is not a feeling of being shy, being a person who don't talk to people. We also want to talk to people, but we are so reserved. I love being myself. I love being with me. That's it. Introverts are such.
Wow.
They don't want. I mean, people will tell that they are antisocial and all. It's not like that. Some people actually love people around us, but me as a person, I always love to be with me. I love my time, me time. To be frank, it's a me time. Yes.
Wow, wow, amazing, amazing. It's quite fascinating, and I think you had told me this earlier, and I'll just say that. So while talking to Santhosh before the show, so he mentioned me one very line that I loved it, that introvert or introvertism is not a disease. So I
Yes.
love that, Santosh. I just thought I'll say that. All right, great,
Yes.
great. I think we are very close to our time, and I would
Okay.
like one last thing from you. What do you like to share, an advice or one thing from your current story? What is the one thing that you'd like to share to our listeners?
One thing is about even though you're introvert, extrovert, whoever you are, people will obviously pull your leg, criticize you, and obviously whoever you are, they will try to find some other point do that criticizing point. But please love them. Critics are the best teachers to you. If there's a critic, please tell thank you. Because I even tell for so many people who actually criticize me, I tell thank you. Because they are the one who tells you what you are, where you can improve. So because of a lot of critics only, I can talk this much confidently. I learned being myself. I learned public speaking. So all this came into picture. So if without them, if my friends, they will not tell me, Santosh, we love how you are. So they will only tell that because the love which they have on me. But the person who actually criticizes you is the one who is actually telling you, boss, you can do this. That is what you have to do. So work on it. So it is in a different way, but you have to take it in that different, I mean, this way. If you take this, then your life will be awesome.
Wow, wow. So that's gonna be my tagline for this show. At the bottom, love your critics. It's a
Yes.
fantastic statement. I'm not gonna stress more on it. It just has its own cachet, and I leave it there. All right.
Yes.
So thanks, Santosh, a lot for sharing your personal story. Because two things, I always believe it really takes an inner guts also to share a personal story, because it's going to be aired on many places, and
Yes.
sometimes we just hide it. But thank you very much. And I would also like to thank all my viewers. If you love this, please share your comments. Please let me know if you want to be a part of this show. So I'm going to be in the listening mode. I'm going to listen to the story. And if it impacts one person on this planet, I'm sure you'll be happy, and I'm sure I'll be very happy. All right. So stay tuned. There are some links for my YouTube channel. Of course, it's on LinkedIn now, and it's also on my Facebook group. So thank you very much, Santosh. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Amit. It's a proud moment for me also to be with you for this at this time. Thank you. It's a privilege for me to be a part of your show. Definitely, I will be connecting with you again for probably one more episode if you have time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And believe me, the pleasure is all mine.